Hi everyone. So this video is going to be a screencast solution of today's Geeks problem of the day, and the problem is number following a pattern, and it is a medium level problem. Let's just quickly start with the problem itself. It says that we have been given a pattern containing of only 1 and D. Okay, I believe it should be I. It is not 1, it is I. Yeah. So I is for increasing and D is for decreasing. Devise an algorithm to prevent the minimum number following the pattern. Digits can't repeat. Okay, so the length of the string is also less than equals to 8. Okay, so I got what they're trying to say. So essentially we have been given a string. It is consisting of I and D. So I is stands for increasing and D stands for decreasing. So if let me just confirm this part. Yeah, so if this is of length n, we have to find a permutation of length n plus 1 such that, so for example, the first number will be at this position, the second number should be greater than the first number, then the third number should be greater than the second number, and so on. Similarly, if I have a D, so this number, the number to the left of it should be greater than the number to the right of it, right? So we have to maintain this inequality kind of thing, and obviously this is strictly greater than and strictly smaller than. And there is one more thing, that the numbers can't repeat. That is why the length of the string is also up to 8 only. So one way of solving this, I believe, it would be to just create a normal permutation. For example, if the value of the string is n, you can just write 1, 2, 3 up to n plus 1, and you can just find all the permutations and just check whichever of them satisfies the given string, right? So this is one way of solving this problem, but I don't think that would be the correct way. So let's just figure out some other way of solving this problem. uh, that could be, if I have some strings like this, right? I can directly place 1. So why 1? Because they have told us to find the minimum number, right? So basically whatever number we are trying to form, it should be lexicographically smallest, right? So 1 can be here and then 2 can be here, but I can try to place 3, but the next number should be smaller than this particular number, right? So I cannot place 3 because I have taken all the smaller numbers than 3. So what I can try to do is I can just count the number of consecutive D's I have here. So I have 3 D's here, so this has to be at least 4, it has to be at least 6, right? Only then it is going to be 5 here, then 4, and then 3, right? So basically what you can do is, you can just whenever you encounter a D, first of all you place a 1 at the starting position, you keep on increasing till you get I. As soon as you encounter a D, you just count the number of D's and then place the numbers accordingly, right? So this could be one way of solving this problem. Let me try this out. So I can find the size of the string. Let me change this to S. This is going to be index less than, while I is less than n. So what I can do here is, I can place 1 here. If S of I is equals to D, right? So if it is asking me to decrease, so basically I am just counting the consecutive number of ones, and let me also maintain this. right? So here what I can do is I'm just trying to count. uh, Question is I, that one thing I have here, and then 90, let's say nx is equals to current plus dx. So I'll have to pop back the last element while nx is greater than equals to current. So what I'm just going to do is plus I and answer dot push back nx and minus nx, and I'm just going to set my current as current plus dx plus 1. Okay, I hope this works fine. Let's just compile it and check. Okay, so time limit is exceeded. Plus I. Okay, so we have some strange characters with us. So this part is working fine. That means we started encountering a problem, and we had as soon as we had D, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 worked fine. We have how many I's? Uh, so we had 1, we encountered this, we made 2, we encountered this, we made 3, we encountered this, made 4, we encountered this, we made 5, right? But we encountered a D then, and so we had to sort of. Okay, so this shouldn't be current plus dx, I believe, because at this stage current would have been 6, right? So it should be current plus dx minus 1, and this should be like this. So what will basically happen is we have my current is actually 6 right now, and then we have these 4 D's, right? So it is going to be 10 minus 1, it is going to be 9, right? So I popped back the last element, which is this one, and then I place 9 here, and then I place 8, 7. Okay, so this should also be greater than equals to current minus 1, and then 6 and 5 should be placed here. I just increment my value of I, just push back an x. Okay, so this seems to be fine. Let me compile it. Still we have got some errors. Okay, so we did not convert this, right? Yes, let me just try it now. Why was I hitting pushback? If I write pushback, that has to be a character, and this way it can be a string, right? So let me just try with these test cases. We have a single d here. Let's just see what happens. So this is correct, and this one. Let me just take a random input from my side. Okay, sir. So we have got some wrong answer. What does it say? So we have 1 initially. 1 1 3 4 5 4. Okay, so we have I D I T I T, and we initially have 1, so it becomes 2 here after this particular step, and since we have a D, we make it to 3. And 2 should be here, right? So in case you're wondering like why am I muting myself again and again, I have cold and I don't want you to listen to all of that. Uh, what else can we do here? It should be 2 here, right? But we are not getting 2. So we were at this particular position. We came to this particular position. So the difference is 1, right? So we do current plus dx minus 1. So current, we placed 1 here, we placed 2 here. Current would have been 3, 3 plus 4 minus 1. So this 3 plus 1 minus 1. So the value is 3 itself. We pop it back, so we remove this element, we do current minus 1, so it is 2 actually. So 3 and 2 should be pushed back like this, right? And then current should be incremented by dx, it is 1. So the next free number is 4. Yeah, so in my opinion this is working fine. Let's just print the value of answer at each step, whatever changes happen, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have 1 2, that is correct after the first step. Then we have 1 3 2, that is also correct. Then we have 1 3 4 3. Okay, so we cannot have 3 right now. I believe we have some logical flaw here, because we can take 1 3 2. 1 3 2 is fine for IDI, right? No, it is fine for ID only. It increases, then it decreases. 1 3 2, and I again want to increase it, so it should be 1 3 2 4. Yep, so I got the issue. I was increasing this I one time extra here, and I don't know like why it was working for other test cases. Let me just quickly check on them. So this works fine again. Now let me check this. This works fine as well. And if I have this one, okay, so let me just quickly submit this and we'll see what happens. Something went wrong. My internet is working. Let me just refresh this page. Okay, so we have passed all the test cases, and that's a good thing. So the only thing that we were missing was I was incrementing this I one extra time here, right? This should not be the case. So you can see that this is correct, and let me just quickly explain this what I'm trying to do. So if I just take it here, right? So here you can see that what I'm initially trying to do is if I encounter an I, whenever I encounter an I have started my answer with the one, the smallest number possible. I encounter an I, so I'm going to increment my next number, right? Again I encounter an I try to increment my next number. So this is the thought process that I'm carrying out here. But I cannot do the same thing for D, right? I cannot directly decrement my number. Why? Because let's say if I encounter a D here, I cannot write 2 after 3. It would be smaller than 3, but I cannot repeat my same number, right? So what I would instead do is, if I encounter a single D, I would make this 3 to 4 first and then write 3 here. If I encounter double D's, I would make this 3 to 5, then 4 here, then 3 here. So I just have to count the number of consecutive D's, right? So this is exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to count the number of consecutive Ds. I'm going to increment my current value with that many numbers. So why this answer not pop back? So what could have initially happened is, if I have something like this, 1 is here, then this I will make this particular position 2, this I will make this second I will make this particular position 3. Now I want a smaller number to be present here. So for that I have to update this particular number. That is why I am removing it from the answer dot back. So I just pop back this last element, I insert 4 in place of it, and I insert 3 here, right? So this is how everything is working. And then after all of this has been done, I update my current as 5, right? So I'm just going to mark it as current plus dx. So this is going to be 5 now. Now why current plus dx? Because when I reach this positions, when I reach this particular position, current was already equals to 4, right? Since if you remember, it was something like this, that means current was already equals to 4, right? Current always stores the next number that has to be put. That is why I initialize it with 2, right? So at this particular position, current was already 4. That is why I have to take care of this smaller things here in these two positions, here and then here and then here, right? So you will have to take care of it yourself, and it will like varies from implementation to implementation. So just take care of it, and then you update your current value, you update your ith position correctly. So in my case, what was happening was, let's say in this particular case I wanted to increment my I by only one position, because I have encountered D only once. But since I am going to insert two numbers, one number here and one number here, this I was getting incremented two times, right? It should have been incremented only one time, but it was getting incremented two times. So that is why I had to decrement I once here, right? So this was the only thing. Or like alternatively, what you could have done is, I could have that's done. I plus is equals to dx, right, like this. So let me just try this also. id, right. So you see this passes. Let me just quickly submit this. Yeah, this also passes. So basically, instead of writing I plus plus I here, you could have just directly wrote I plus is equal to dx and down, right? So this is how you could solve this problem, and that is it for today. I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. I'll also be uploading a similar lead code problem that day as well, if possible. So stay tuned for that. And you guys have superpowers by liking this video and dropping out a comment and increasing the engagement with this video. You can really help the YouTube algorithm to understand that this video was actually helpful for you, and it will be able to reach much more people like you how to keep solving new problems. So that is it for today. Stay safe, keep coding. Bye bye.